Do do do. Do 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 do. Do do do. I'm doing my noises.
Good morning, children.
Oh, you've got a book.
Today we're going to read a story
What?
about Drew the Shrew and the Star.
And me and you.
One hot summer day. Okay, I'm
Okay.
not doing that.
You were
It would be cool though, no?
to do little stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. In fact, I know some people who do that, and they get into trouble because they read other people's stories and they break copyright rules. But I think that
I
is
think that's
silly.
not breaking copyright rules because you're not selling it and you're not. I don't know. I mean, the person who listens to your story can't hold the book and read it to their kids, you know?
Well, they could buy the book and hold it and read it to their kids.
But that's what you. I've heard about a good book, so I went onto YouTube and I looked it up and I saw what it was like because somebody was reading it on YouTube. And then I made the decision whether I want to buy it or not. Right?
And the counter argument is that because you've seen someone else reading it, you are not encouraged to go and spend money on the product yourself. Well,
or you make wiser buyer decisions because when you are buying a book.
I like that. Wiser buyer decisions.
Yes.
I like that. That's good.
Because it should be consumer decisions. Anyway, because
I'm a wiser buyer.
Because when you buy a book, you never really know, unless you check it before and check the reviews and see what it's like and have a look inside and blah blah blah. You never know whether you're gonna like it or not. It's a bit like buying a cat in a bag, right? Is that not what you say in English?
What?
Buying a cat in a bag.
I don't know of anyone who has ever bought a cat in a bag.
Well, obviously you don't literally buy
Or
a cat in a bag.
Goldfish in a bag.
But it means, yeah. Well, okay, if you've got a plastic bag. No, but
No, a little clear bag.
Bag. Sack? Should I have said sack?
Sack?
Do you buy a cat in a sack?
I don't buy any animals in sacks.
No, it's an idiom. You know what it means, right? I mean, it means you buy a cat in a sack and then you open the sack and you find out what the cat looks like, right? You don't know what the cat looks like because you bought it in a sack. It's the same thing.
I get it. I've never heard. It makes sense. I've never heard of it before.
It's a Slovak idiom. I just literally just literally translated it into English, so it probably doesn't exist in English language and culture. Anyway, so. Yes, but I mean, when you can see how somebody reads it and you can see what's in it, then you can decide whether you want to buy it or not, right? You can make wiser buyer decisions.
I totally agree with you that exposure of the product leads to focusing people's attention on the product, which leads to sooner or later them investing in the product.
Because it's different with children's books and it's different with books for adults or novels, right? Because when I buy a novel, I don't want to know what it ends like, yeah? But when I'm buying a book for my kids, especially very young kids, I want to know exactly what's in that book.
Yeah, you want to know the rabbit doesn't die a horrible death.
Yeah,
or hang
exactly. Or that there's not some horrible piece of propaganda in the book, telling people that I don't know, they should kill all rabbits or whatever.
Or green people or something.
Yeah. Or that rabbits are better than mice or something.
But rabbits are better than mice.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
They are. I mean, you lose mice so easily.
Mice have important place in the society.
It doesn't mean they're good pets, though.
Oh, we're talking about pets. I'm talking about wild animals.
Well, oh, okay. I'm talking about pets because it's like I have very little affinity for mice, although I realize that they have a role to play.
Yeah.
Stop playing with the book. Flipping the book.
Okay.
Spinning the book.
So what's on the agenda today apart from grapes?
Grapes. Well, the agenda is reviewing the fact that I'm in bed and
I'm not.
You've had a shower and you got up.
And that is something that usually doesn't happen that way.
Yeah. Well, I decided...
Somebody's trying to get in.
What?
Somebody's trying to get in.
No, they're not. Just your imagination. What you're hearing is Granddad coming out of the bathroom.
Oh, Oh, of course.
Yeah, you can hear the creak of the floorboards, and I'm able to guess from the creak of the floorboards who it actually is.
I know exactly. I mean, when you're down in the kitchen and somebody's coming down the stairs, you know exactly who that is.
Mm-hmm.
If it goes hop, hop, thump, thump, boom, bang, that's Will.
Or Babka tripping over.
No, she doesn't.
She almost did yesterday at the bottom of the
Doesn't
stairs.
tumble like that.
She almost did. She almost went through the door at the bottom of the stairs yesterday. Yes. She kind of stumbled and tripped and did a little hop, and then...
What did you trip over? What did the kids leave on the stairs again?
She actually tripped over her own foot.
Oh, that happens sometimes to me as well.
So, it wasn't as a result of... You know how it
Whoever
happens?
came up with the shapes of the feet, they're very easy to trip over.
Very practical for walking, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you would just fall over if they weren't shaped the way they are shaped.
Well, you never know.
Perfect design.
People who don't have half their legs have...
People who don't have legs?
Different shape of their cyborg legs, so you can't know, because you haven't tried.
Weird tangent. Very weird tangent. Cyborg legs.
Cyborg, my point is cyborg legs have different...
Floorboards to cyborg...
Cyborg legs have different shape, and therefore, and they still work. So you don't really know because you haven't tried a different shape of legs. You can't say it wouldn't work as well because you don't know because you haven't tried it.
To a certain extent, you can look at something and go, that's not a good idea. Not to say that you could be wrong.
But yeah, that's my point. You've done that a lot of times, and then you found out you were wrong. And then you said, "Oh, I didn't think that would work."
Enough times, that's true. That's very true. Enough times, I've looked at things and gone, "That doesn't look like it's very practical."
I have to write a to-do list. I have to make the bones today.
The bones.
The bones.
Mr. Bones?
Not Mr. Just Bones. Thank you.
Mr.
was my father.
Yeah. Oh, I can't do a William Shatner Captain Kirk accent. So.
Why would you want to?
Because Bones. Bones was the doctor.
Oh, Bones! Of course.
I could do Scotty because he was Scottish. That's, you ever noticed that Scottish people never get riled up about people overusing like the Scottish terminology, whereas people in other cultures are like, "Don't be racist," and it's like Scots call themselves Scot, right? It's like they just.
Well, that's funny.
They just don't
because
care.
you actually have a name that's actually the nation.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, that's so people are so proud they actually call themselves after their country, right?
Well, what have you done with our daughter?
Yes, I know.
You called our daughter after your country as well.
Yes, Zora Scotia. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Well, the next
the sun arises over Scotland. That's what it means.
The next daughter we have is going to be called Bratislava.
Well, no, it'd have to be called Sestra Slava, no? Because you couldn't have a daughter with.
Yeah, but that's not a word.
Well, that's even cooler.
No, it's not.
Well, it's very creative.
Sestra Slava just sounds, not very good.
Well, of course,
she could be called Slavka. Slavka is actually a name, Slovak name, and it means a Slav.
It's not a bad name.
Slavka. It's beautiful. I have a friend whose name was
It does
Slavka.
sound a bit like a sword slicing through a pumpkin.
Sounds a bit like Slivka.
Yeah, it does.
Which is alcohol.
And you don't get girls called Slivka, do you?
Mm-mm.
You could if they're alcoholics, I suppose.
Do you think the microphone's picking up my crunching? Munching?
It is, because because you're awake and alive and full of energy and
it's
bright.
Alive. It's alive!
You're twice as energetic as normal. Normally you're energetic anyway, but this is.
Because normally you poke me at like 6 o'clock in the morning. You don't poke me. You just come and bring me coffee.
The thing is, if I had poked you at 6 o'clock this morning, it would actually have been 5.
It would have had.
And that explains why, when I woke up at 5 this morning, I thought, "Fuck this! I'm going back to bed."
Because it was actually 4.
Because it was actually 4.
But didn't you say, "Ooh, I'm going to use this time change to start getting up earlier"?
I did get up earlier. I just went back to bed.
No, you woke up early. You didn't actually get up.
Yeah, you're right. But then I had already made a decision yesterday.
Yes.
That today was going to be my not get up early day. I allow myself once a month to not get up early, and that was today.
Today is my I'm not working day, and I actually have to work. That sucks big time.
Today is my I have to change my working system.
Underpants.
Working pants to you. Pants to you. That's what I say, right? No, gather those nuts up.
It's a big day today. G's changing his underpants.
Fly
to the moon and back.
Yeah, exactly.
On a broomstick. It's the Halloween. It's the Halloween special today.
Yeah, wherever you are, whatever time you're listening to this, right now, it's only important that right now, here and now, is Halloween. So
it's the Halloween special because we have 3 mummies on the windowsill and a spider, 2 spiders and a bat hanging off the lamp. Yes, those are mummies. What did you think? They were toilet rolls wrapped in tissue paper?
Painted in blood with pipe cleaners as arms.
Sticking out. Those are obviously mummies.
They look more like... In fact, I have no idea what they look like.
Like mummies.
The one on the left does look really scary. I don't know what it is, but it just looks scary. The one in the middle looks really confused. The one on the right looks really happy.
Well, the one on the right was made by Zora. And the one in the middle looks confused was made by Jazz.
Okay.
And it actually has legs, only you can't identify them. That purple patch painted in the front of it, that's legs.
Legs?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I thought it was like a wound of some kind.
And I did the yellow one, the scary one.
You did the scary one?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Done a really good job, didn't I?
Well, I thought you said Will did that one.
I think I need to pause the... Can you pause it? I need to do something urgent.
Okay, you need to take a break. Okay, hold on. 3, 2, 1. And we're back. So there. Did you get your coffee?
Yes, I did get my coffee. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
You should like...
I do.
Add Halloween stuff to the podcast, you know? You should have started by your evil laugh. With your evil laugh. What's the correct
I don't have an evil laugh.
Something like that.
I can't do it as well as you. I don't have as much practice.
That just sounds like you've seen something funny.
I know. You see, my evil is kind of humorous, I suppose. So there you go. Can't do it. Can't do the evil laugh. Never mind. That's the way it goes.
Zara was practicing her witch cackle. She was really good.
Yeah? That's scary.
Yeah, I know.
It's scary when the kids are scary.
She was disturbingly good.
Disturbingly good. I like that. That's very topical. That's nice.
Oh gosh, this Halloween thing. It's crazy.
Well, you know, like Halloween is becoming the new Christmas.
Yes. Well, obviously, yes.
You've noticed.
Noticed, yes.
Yeah.
It's craziness.
Which is witches.
Yes.
Which? That's it. Yeah, it's very commercialized, and that's kind of okay. Actually, here's the positive side. There's a lot of the microphone keeps going into my mouth, and that's not the positive side. It's just a statement. Anyway, what's the positive side? The positive side of Halloween is that it kind of brings people together and gives people something fun to look at in a world that's where if you turn on the news, you just get turgid nonsense completely unrelated to most people's lives. Here's people on the other side of the planet who are climbing trees or digging holes or swinging clubs. And that doesn't really relate much to what is going on here, which is just, not that things don't happen here, because having gone through the local paper, I'm well aware of the fact that good and interesting things are happening around here, but nobody seems to want to focus on it. And I think that that's one of the agendas of the news, which is kind of to make people feel a little bit powerless about what's happening in the world by not focusing on anything that they can actually control. Whereas if you focus on things that people actually have some control over, they're like, oh, I can influence this in a positive way. Let me try. And the news is so uninspiring, it's frightening. When you consider how much training and organization and in finance and investment and energy goes into it, and the result is something uninspiring, it's quite diabolical. So that's my perspective on the news. And I think Halloween gives us something kind of to focus on and bring people together.
Well, some people would argue like, oh, it's a distraction and fun, and people would be like, yeah, it's got a huge entertainment value, but it takes your attention from what you really should be focusing on, which is the original meaning of the holiday and blah 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 blah. But I think that you can do both. I mean, for me, Halloween, how I see Halloween is that you can put together both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
You can put together, you can take away what you want from the consumerism side of the thing, right? That people bitch about. Oh, it's too much consumerism, it's been too commercialized, blah blah blah. You can take away that fun side of it, and then you can take away the original side of it, right? And you can put those things together, and then you can have a good family time, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because it's a pretty grim holiday otherwise.
Well, it's a time of year things are in the northern hemisphere, right? Like things are getting darker, and if you're living further north, it's pretty dire, right? I mean, we're talking like north of Scotland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, that kind of region. You want something that brings light into
That's what I
life.
find amazing, about people in general. I find it amazing how people just took that really scary part of the year that was really scary for them, right? Because it was dark and it was super cold, and they didn't know whether they were going to survive the winter, and they didn't know how long the winter was gonna last, and if they have enough food in the storage to last the whole winter, and so on and so forth. So they took something really, really dark and scary, and they put things in it to make it less dark and scary, right? Like the traditions, the festivals, I don't know how it is here, but in Slovakia, the winter is the time of what you call it, balls
to you.
when you dance, when
Balls
you
to
go out dancing.
When you go out dancing, it's just
It's the ball.
Yes, Cinderella shall go
season.
to the ball.
So the winter is the ball season, right? It starts.
Ball season is so funny.
I know, right? So it starts right around sometime now, and it goes all the way through until the period before Easter, when you're not supposed to be having fun. There's like 30 days or something before Easter where you're supposed to be like, chill and fast and
Excuse me, fast.
Yeah.
Oh, not eat. Not as in be quick.
No,
right.
no. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just think that's great. I just think it shows you how the tenacity of people, how they can take something bad and turn it into something nice for themselves.
Oh, human beings are forever creative in ways to solve problems. I mean, it's an underrated human skill.
you could just like stay huddled in a corner and be scared and hope that you survive, but
I think which is
but
what
that would be pretty horrible.
It gets people out. It brings people together. It allows people opportunities to to meet up. And it was the old harvest time and end of harvest time as well, and so you would take stock of everything that you had. You would prepare food for the winter. You would get ready for the darkness that was coming, and everything. If you look at this period of time of year in this part of the world, it's all you've got the Halloween All Saints Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got in Britain you've got Bonfire Night, the 5th of November, right, as well. And then where we live, you got the 31st of November is like it's St Andrew's Day, I believe.
Is it?
31st of November. I think it's
okay.
So that's a traditional Scottish date. Oh God, I hope I got that right. I'm pretty sure.
You're not making a boob out of yourself.
30 days have September, April, June, and November. Well, first of all, it doesn't have 31. It's only got 30. Okay, so.
November, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
So
right.
31st of November.
You've already made a boob out of yourself.
The last day of November. There you go.
Okay.
Find my way around it eventually, but small mistakes are to be expected, and then corrected. So you've got that, and then in between that, you've kind of got is Diwali. Is it the Hindu festival of light? Because Britain is so multicultural now that they go through.
I don't know actually. I have no idea.
Oh, that goes way back to when I lived in London. I used to work in children's nature sort of reserve. It's in London.
In London.
In London, yeah, King's Cross.
Children's Nature Reserve in London.
Back in my mind says it was
really weird.
Camley Nature
But does that
Park
mean
or
does that mean like that children are running wild in there, or what's a
They
children's
did.
nature reserve?
They did. Actually,
Come and observe our wild children.
It was behind King's Cross Station. It was like 2 minutes walk. From
Really,
actual
I
King's
worked
Cross.
around there.
Yeah.
I worked near King's Cross.
Okay. If you know King's Cross Station,
Yes.
okay. Now next to King's Cross Station are these two giant circular buildings that I don't know they store water or what they store in. They're so specific. If you see pictures of London, these buildings are unmistakable. They're massive circular
buildings.
constructions. Okay. Yeah, and at the base of them is a little nature park for kids.
Really?
Yeah.
I never went that way.
And it's actually on the edge of the canal as well.
Okay.
So it's kind of an interesting place. And I used to work there, surprisingly.
Was it King's Cross? No, I can't. Now I'm confused. Maybe
You can't remember where you worked. Was it London? Was I in this country? No, I can't remember exactly how it happened, but I walked into that little park one day and I said, hi, I work, because I was working with young people at the time, and maybe I picked up a leaflet about something happening, or, it was days before the internet, so God knows how I knew about it. And I said, I'd like to help out. Is there anything I can help with? And they're like, oh, we've got all these activities. Why don't you come along and help us out? And we've got this Festival of Light, which is coming up. And so I went to help them with their arts and crafts.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? That was me. That was me at the time. I went to help the kids build all their arts and crafts in the little nature park.
I can imagine you doing that.
And they made the little lanterns are kind of popular now, right? So,
Yeah.
but at that time it was sort of something really new. So
I didn't get any of them because they're
expensive.
not very good for your environment.
Oh,
You mean the floating lanterns are?
the ones that go up into the
Yeah.
sky. People need to get over this. I'm not going to get a lantern because it's bad for the environment. Like, there's people doing a billion worse things out there, and a tiny little lantern, like sending it up into the sky, is not going to have any negative effect on here. Not as much as like some company that's pumping out their pollution into a local river or something.
Listen,
like
everything. Every
Cars-
little thing.
Cars,
Okay.
everything counts. I get
Every
that.
little thing counts.
It does.
Do you know how many marine animals they find dead every year with balloons in their stomach? Because people let balloons out and they fall in the ocean and animals eat them and die.
That's horrible.
I know.
Well, sure, doesn't the lantern burn up? Because when it's falling down, doesn't it all burn up? And there's like nothing left of it really when it hits the ground.
Well, I don't think so, because it's not just made of paper. I mean, it's got
Because
wires in
the
it.
thing that holds the candle's got the wires in it. I guess it's bad if that falls somewhere, because somebody has to pick it up, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just making a mess, really. It's making a mess that looks nice. You know, but you can't pick that up.
What I'm thinking about, right? What I'm thinking about is if
it's a fancy way of littering.
It's a fancy way of. Yeah, I guess if you had those pieces, right, and you just threw them on the ground, you'd be like, "That's horrible."
Yeah.
But because
that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
you're
that's
throwing
what you're
them
doing.
far away.
Yeah, you just they're just going somewhere where you can't see.
Yeah,
so you're taking your rubbish, and you're sending it somewhere else.
Somewhere in the forest. Yeah, who cares?
Oh, that's crazy. Because like they have those festivals where they release thousands of things.
Yes,
right?
that's what I mean. If you release one, you don't get it. But when you've got these festivals and you like release thousands of lanterns and they all land somewhere.
Yeah, they have to.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Or you get a wedding and you release like 120 balloons in the air, right? They don't go to fucking space and then on into Mars or whatever. They pop and land.
And they fall back to Earth.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
And someone has to pick that up, right?
Well, usually it's the wildlife that picks it up.
Oh. I never really thought that much about it before.
See?
So do you think it's bad? Okay, so this is interesting. So where's the line between where it's okay and when it's not okay, or is it always not okay? Where's the line there?
I think everybody has to make their own personal line. That the point is that we have to think about it and then decide, right?
Okay, so then here's the conundrum. What if where you put the line is different from where I put the line? Right, who's right? What if I say, well, once a year it doesn't hurt anybody, and you say, well, it's always bad.
Well, you've got 7 billion people on the planet. Once a year doesn't hurt anybody, that's 7 billion lanterns, right?
Yeah, that's bad. But, okay, the counter argument is, how can I be responsible for what other people do?
Well, you can't. You can only be responsible for yourself and lead by example.
So that would mean not taking part. Because we're being wasteful.
Which is not fun, but you can do other things that are fun. You can make your own lanterns and hang them on the trees in the garden and make it look nice that way.
Oh, okay, that would be an alternative.
I mean, that would be nice and lanterny. Right.
I like lanterns
and then you can pick up your own stuff and you can recycle it or use it again next year or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that does sound like a better idea.
It's at the end of the day, I guess it's just a decision between whether you want to be responsible or whether you want to have fun. Right?
Yeah, although you can actually probably have fun and be responsible at the same time.
Yes, you can. You can't do everything that you want to do, but that's what being an adult is about, isn't it? I mean, I'm not going to go and I don't know, take drugs because it's fun, because I know that it has consequences, right? So it's the same thing with lanterns, really.
Well, because you see all those nice videos of the lanterns going up and
they're beautiful.
Nice pictures.
They're really beautiful.
Yeah, but I mean, if you people don't seem to want to focus on the fact that it is wasteful, which is what it is.
The wild animals probably don't find it that beautiful when they find them in the forest and get tangled in the wires or whatever, right?
Yeah, you're right. That's not so good.
Yeah.
I feel sad now because I wanted to get some lanterns and I wanted to release them and.
Well, we can hang them. Well, that's the thing. You see, it's
When are we going to carve the pumpkins?
We have to carve the pumpkins.
Because it's coming.
Today. We should carve them today.
Today, we carve the pumpkins today.
That was terrible. It sounds scary though.
It was kind of scary, so that's okay. Bad could be scary. It's okay.
It's really dark. Have you noticed? It's like the middle.
I was just thinking that a second ago. It's the middle of we're doing breakfast in bed in the middle of the day because we didn't make
breakfast at lunchtime.
I didn't make up because I make up.
I didn't make up either. I took off yesterday's though.
I didn't make it because I'm slipping. That's why I need to refocus. I don't like it when I slip. I slipped the last 2 or 3 days. I've slid to a point of unfocusedness, which I know is not a word, but I don't know what the right word
I think
is.
it's a perfect word.
Oh, yeah.
It's a perfect word. Unfocusedness is good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. It was good. It was good for you. It's good.
You could say blur. You could say.
I could. I don't really know what it would mean.
Say,
I could say it.
Like the last 3 days ran like water through your fingers. You were catching
clean
time.
my hands.
You were trying to catch time like catching wind in a net.
Wow. Wow. Hi.
No, it's not okay.
Darling.
Don't poke your own eye. It's not a good idea.
Darling, that'll hurt if you poke your own eye.
Let's not poke your own eye, okay?
Do
you think you can put that stick down?
She's just throwing.
Jasmine just came in the room and asked if it's okay for her to poke her own eye. It's really not a good idea to do that.
Do you
okay?
want to give me the incense stick, or do you want to just hit? You can hit my hand. I move too fast. See, you can't hit my hand.
You can't get him. There you go. I got it. Do you think you can give it to Daddy? Because it's a bit of a dangerous thing.
I'll tell you what. I'll swap you for. I'll give you a pad, and you can go and draw some pictures on the pages.
Can you draw a ghost?
Of the pads.
Or a vampire.
You give me the stick and
or something.
I'll just get my notes off here.
Wait,
these are mine. Wait, these are mine. And
you take the pad.
This pad will be yours. And
give it a pen as well.
I can't. This is my pen.
Well, just let her use it.
There are pens through there. There are pens through the living room.
Can you find a marker?
There are pens.
Draw with?
Yeah, if you can't find one, come back and let us know. Can you shut the door on the way out,
look, there's
please?
markers just here on that table, just here, right in front of you in the hall.
Just there on
your
left.
The box of markers. There you go. You can choose one and draw a ghost and a vampire. Can you close the door as well, please, darling?
I'll get it. I can reach.
You got it. Okay.
Okay.
It's one of those questions I never thought I had here in my life.
I would hear.
There's a lot of those coming out of the kids' mouths.
Constantly, so much that so many.
Is it okay if I poke my own eye? You don't exactly expect people to ask you that.
Well, it's good that they do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Because otherwise you wouldn't want to deal with the results. But it hasn't got light today, and it's not going to get light.
It's dark.
It's in somewhere. You just have to trust and believe and have faith.
Somewhere out there.
Is that a song? Or did you just make that up?
It's a song.
Which song? What song? Whose song? You just make that up.
I don't know how the lyrics go.
You're just making it up.
Somewhere thinking of me.
Yeah? That sounds nice.
Na na na, missing me tonight. Goes something like that.
Yeah, that sounds like one of those nice 1940s musical kind of Gene Kelly,
something like that.
Frank Sinatra kind of things. Maybe that's 50s. Anyway, you have to trust that the sun is up there somewhere. Because we usually do this with the blinds closed and the curtains closed, and it's usually. Oh look! Click! I pressed the magic button.
Is it raining?
There we go.
Well done. Can you click it again to make it stop?
I will when it stops. But it does every 3 to 4 hours decide to rain, and has done that for the last 3 to 4 months.
Well, it's autumn. What do you expect? It's been autumn since the half of August.
I don't know. I don't expect the hailstorms that we had yesterday.
Oh my gosh, that was 2 days ago. That was crazy. That was like nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's super spooky.
Oh, it's very Can you put a hat on him?
A hat?
Yeah, hat.
I've never seen a ghost with a hat.
Well, you can put a witch's hat on a ghost. I mean, that would make it sort of, kind of, sort of.
So there was like nothing, and then suddenly a huge hailstorm, like chucking it from the sky.
Yeah. The black thing.
And then.
What is the black thing? Why is there a giant black circle?
We were playing with Willie yesterday, Jazz. That's what me and Will did yesterday.
What, a giant black circle on the pad?
That's the game of the triangles.
I saw you were playing that, and I was like, that looks interesting. I need to play that. And I was like wondering how you know who's winning.
No, you don't, because we only had one color of pen. It wasn't about winning.
Well,
it was about...
now, you were playing it, and as you were playing it, I was thinking exactly that. You're both colouring in the squares.
No, we didn't take a score or anything. We were just trying to make triangles, that's all.
Yeah, but I was thinking that you could have left one without shading it in.
We could have, yes.
And then you would know who was winning.
Yeah, we could.
And I was going to say that, but I didn't interrupt.
Well, it wasn't kind of the point yesterday. The point was just to make sure that Will doesn't die of boredom.
Yeah, or fidget with the chair too much, or... Whatever.
He was so bored, poor boy.
He was bored until the questions that he could answer came up.
It was a funny quiz yesterday. I mean, I couldn't answer any of the first 50 questions. Like
there was
none.
There was a pretty kind of subdued atmosphere at the quiz yesterday.
Subdued, what does that mean?
It wasn't very jovial. Or maybe I just missed it.
I don't know.
I thought people were like seriously focusing on the questions. And
they were, but
right.
They did have fun. I'm sorry, I'm fiddling with my microphone, but I've got a hair stuck to it and it's tickling my mouth and it's driving me nuts and I can't see it.
Well, you know what annoyed me at the quiz? That woman asking me the same question 3 times.
Which one?
The one that was at our table.
Well, what did she ask you 3 times?
Lots of stuff. I can't remember specifically, but... Oh, you drew a heart, darling. That's lovely. Can you draw another one? Draw one for everybody, so that everybody's got one heart. There we go. And the thing is that when she asked me the first time, I said, like, I don't know, because I can't even guess, because I don't know who the person is. I don't know anything about this. I've never heard about it before. And then she asked me again. I'm like, it's still the same as it was like 10 minutes ago.
I think she wasn't asking you really that question. I think she was just like thinking out loud.
Oh, okay.
You know? I mean, she was asking you the question, but she wasn't asking you because she thought you knew the answer. She was just trying to, get the answer out of her own brain in that way.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes, I sometimes do that, so I can relate.
And then she marked the other group's answers wrong when they were right. That was funny.
Yeah, that was.
And then she was like, "Oh, I thought I ticked it, but obviously I didn't."
Yeah. But I can see how that can happen as well.
I was, Because
you think of your own answers at the same time when you're marking the others, and she probably felt, "Oh, we got that wrong."
Oh, it's all confusion anyway.
And she could have done that subconsciously because she knew that we got it wrong.
And that guy kept asking me to check his maths.
That was funny, but he did get it. He did get it right. He got it more right than me, but you know why?
How did you mix up the?
You know why? Because I was counting with the quarter of the day, and he was only counting the whole days.
And what did I say about the quarter?
But it's stupid because the quarter is there.
But it's not really a quarter. It's not.
It's not exactly quarter. That's
it's not exactly a quarter.
But that's how people calculate it.
Yes, that's how people
calculate it. That's what you should stick with.
Yes, that's how people calculate it, but it's not scientifically correct. Okay.
But it's more correct than just counting without the quarter. I mean, counting 365 is less correct than counting 365 and a quarter. I mean, mine is still closer to the reality.
Yeah, but it's still inaccurate.
Can't hear that.
What are you doing to my face? What? Where are all these weird hairs going?
On my head. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, wow.
I drawn a big heart.
Oh, that's you. You're a big heart, darling. What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
The
quarter, they didn't calculate.
Oh,
with
yeah,
the quarter.
thank you. Yes. Yeah, well, they still need to, like, in the next 50 years, shift everything because it's all going skew with and off kilter, and it's not.
I'll pretend I know those words.
Yeah. So it's not working. The dates are shifting and things are moving. And
are they?
Yes.
How?
Slowly.
How? Which way?
Backwards
or forwards?
I think
spring starting sooner or later?
I think that I think that everything is getting later, but doesn't that mean that time is moving the other way? I'm
I don't
confused.
know. I'm confused.
I don't know. I got
as well.
confused with just the changes.
Well,
between
I don't know
yesterday
if
and
I don't know
today,
if the
so-
years are actually longer than we count them, or if they're actually shorter than we count them. So I have no idea.
Yeah, well, that's it's a Google question, right? You know,
Mhm.
because Google will tell you exactly how things are, and I think it's not a visible thing, but you know, I think it's like something like over 100 years, it moves like
A
like-
minute.
no, it moves more than that. It moves like I think 4 or 5 days or something like that. And
No bloody way. That's impossible. I can imagine it moves like a half a day or something over 100 years.
yeah, that's an exaggeration. You're right. That
But
would- it
maybe
would-
I'm wrong. Maybe you're right. We have to Google it.
Yes. This is where Google actually helps.
Well, Google helps with a lot of things.
It does.
I was just sitting there at the quiz night and I was thinking, why can't I just Google this?
Yeah, but the whole point
know.
is to
Can I
test-
use my
test your own
calculator?
memory.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoy the thought process of it. I enjoy the thought process of, do I know anything about this subject? How could I find something about the subject? I know that I knew this at some point previously.
Shall we go to the pub one?
The pub quiz.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of things happening next weekend.
There's a whole bunch of things I don't know.
Wait,
I know
next
nothing
Sunday
about
is
history. I have to
the
review.
table sale.
Yeah, we're doing
yeah.
that. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
have
next
to
Sunday
get
is the
ready for
table
that.
sale. Jazz, you can't touch the phone because the phone is recording the podcast.
I have to learn
Information.
names of people in
Sorry
this
about
village.
that, Jazz, but,
Because they always tell me their names and I have no idea. What was the name of the librarian lady yesterday?
I don't know, Mrs. Librarian.
Mrs. Librarian, okay.
What do you mean librarian lady? What librarian
what?
lady? I don't remember any
There's
librarian.
not going to be any more cornflakes, but look. Ooh,
There's some
grapes. You gonna take them and share with Zora? She would love some.
She's not very happy about that.
Would you like a sip of my drink?
Mom's got some coffee.
No, of course you don't want coffee.
Mm.
That's your own grapes. Trust me, darling, the other grapes that are left downstairs in the kitchen are not very nice.
Mommy will.
I
Mom-
took the best grapes out of the box because the rest was a bit moldy. And it was. Somebody left it in the box. So these are the good grapes. You want to eat them? Okay, because the other
thanks.
grapes are not good. Seriously. Take them and you can share with Zora a little bit as well, yeah? And
Oh,
Wilco
yeah.
if you want some, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And close the door behind you, please. Thank you.
That was some really good sales talk going on there.
It's true as well.
You managed to persuade her very well. So next Sunday is let's backtrack because Halloween,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh. That's
Then-
Wednesday.
That's Wednesday. Then there's that pub quiz on Friday.
Uh-huh.
Then there's something on Saturday. I can't remember what it was, but the woman at the golf club was talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because she's like Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday is the table sale,
Table sale, yeah.
which is the 4th. Monday is the 5th of November. Remember the 5th of November. It's bonfire night.
I
in Britain.
remember. Okay.
And like all of those things are happening.
Are we making a bonfire?
No, because I think you have to go to an official one. But
Is there
there used to be one in the village when I was
there
a
a
kid.
bonfire happening in the village?
We have to go find one somewhere because that'll be something new for the kids because the kids won't have.
We have to
been
find one somewhere. How do you find a bonfire?
I don't know.
not
Google
like looking for
Google
mushrooms,
bonfire
right?
night parties, Murrayshire, north of Scotland, edge of the universe, middle of nowhere, yada yada, whatever. And there'll be something in the El Gin or one of those other places. There'll be something somewhere.
Your dad was talking about it the other. Well, not talking about it. He was just joking because we were
Right.
going home and it started raining, and he said, "Oh, that'll put out a bonfire." Bah ha ha. So I think he was making a, you know.
Well, in the worst case scenario, In the worst case scenario, we can make a fire in the garden.
No, you can't.
Why not?
Well, your parents won't let you make a fire in the garden. Destroy their lawn. Would you want to make a fire in the garden?
To toast the giant marshmallows that I
Where?
found in the cupboard.
Where?
What? Where?
Where?
What? Where?
Where in the garden? What?
I
Like
don't
in
know.
the grill? Take the grill out.
There's got to be a place in the garden that you can make a little garden. Or look, alternatively.
Are you allowed to do that in Scotland?
No, but
It's
never
UK.
mind. Never mind. I don't know. They should toast the marshmallows.
They should toast the marshmallows.
They should. And there must be a way to organise toasting the marshmallows. So whether it's probably not practical to like make a fire in a little pit or something in the garden.
You do need biscuits. You need biscuits now.
What? Toast the biscuits?
Well,
What?
how do you toast marshmallows in UK? Because in America you need biscuits and chocolate, right?
Do you?
Yeah.
I thought you just...
Or chocolate biscuits. You
just-
take a chocolate biscuit.
You put the marshmallow on a skewer
Yeah.
and you stick it over the fire and you just kind of turn it round and round and round.
Yes,
till
but
the
once it's
marshmallow-
toasted,
Yeah.
you take it, you slide it off the skewer onto the chocolate biscuit, and then you cover it with another biscuit, and that's how you eat it. I mean, how else do you want to eat it? It's sticky and gooey.
I thought that was part of the fun, the fact that it was sticky and gooey. It's
Yes,
still
but
sticky
yes,
and
it
gooey in
is. But
chocolate
how
biscuit.
do you?
It's going to melt the chocolate. The chocolate's going to run everywhere.
What's the point?
That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't want it to be sticky and gooey, but you want the chocolate to run everywhere.
No, but you have to hold it somehow, right? So you've got the two biscuits to hold it with.
Oh, it's so that like those digestive chocolates with chocolate on one side. Yeah.
Could be. I mean, when I
So make
did
it
it
like
the
a-
American way, you had special chocolate biscuits for this. What do you call them?
Well, what?
S'mores. You had a
Wasn't that a character in?
you
like
had a
Lord of the
biscuit,
Rings?
like a like rectangular shaped biscuit, right?
Okay.
Then you had a chocolate, which was like really thin, like when you have a bar of chocolate, just the usual shape, like a thin bar of chocolate. You know what I'm talking about? So it was like that, but thinner. It was about like
Okay.
that. What would you call that? 4 millimeters, right?
It's hard to say.
Chocolate piece
Okay.
of the same size of the biscuit. So you put on a biscuit,
Okay.
then you put that thin chocolate on the
Look, it's
biscuit,
raining more heavily.
then you put the melted marshmallow on top of the chocolate, and then
Okay.
you put another biscuit on top of it. So you had biscuit, chocolate, marshmallow, biscuit, and then you ate it.
Right, let me think.
It was really
Biscuit,
sweet.
Chocolate, marshmallow,
Biscuit.
biscuit. Is it not biscuit, chocolate, marshmallow, chocolate biscuit?
No,
No.
no, just one chocolate, because that would be too sweet. Bah, as if it could be any sweeter, right?
Wow. Wow.
It's really cool. But because we are in UK, what you could do is you could just use a chocolate biscuit,
Mhm.
right? Put marshmallow on it and just eat it. Or you could just use plain biscuit, marshmallow, plain biscuit, and omit the chocolate step.
You could. All of those sound good. I haven't solved in my head the problem of how we're going to toast the marshmallows.
We could toast them on the grill.
That crossed my mind. But that would mean... But Dad's got that weird gas grill thing. Right?
Has he?
So
It doesn't have coal grill.
it's not a coal grill. And toasting over the coals is one of those things. Does the gas grill have coals in it? I don't even know how that works.
Can you even toast things on the gas grill?
Gas grills don't have coals because that would be
Obviously. Yes.
counterproductive.
Gas grills have gas.
Intuitive. Whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the point of gas grills is not to have coal.
Yes, that's to be clean and not to have lots of things to tidy up afterwards.
It's just boring.
Oh, you made a Halloween recipe menu for the day.
Oh yeah, I made a
Right?
menu. Yes, we're gonna have skulls for breakfast
What?
and
How are you going to make the
skulls.
skulls?
Oh, wouldn't you want to know?
Well, that's why I'm asking.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. You're gonna have to find out.
Oh, just before I forget,
By eating them, yes?
there's a dentist on Friday as well.
Oh, of course. Right, yeah.
Isn't there another?
The dentist is going to love me.
When's the other dentist appointment?
Oh, that's end of November. It's 23rd of November.
I got. Oh wait.
You mean for Will, yeah?
Yes.
That's something like 23rd of November. You've got that piece of paper somewhere, so you can check it.
Yes, it's somewhere on my makeshift desk area over there.
I love your makeshift desk area.
Yes, don't you just? It's
it's very makeshift.
I've added. Do you like my new addition on the far side over there?
I'm not sure.
You can't see it. The flask.
Oh, the flask.
it's so cold here that I've added a flask of coffee to.
It was cold yesterday. It's alright today, though.
Desk.
No, I don't feel cold today at all. I'm fine.
So I figure I make the flask of coffee in the morning, and I have something warm to drink all through the day, and I don't have to go to other parts of the house to make coffee and get sidetracked.
As soon as I got my
distracted.
coffee, I started yawning.
Yes? The psychological.
Does Jasmine need her butt wiped or something?
What? I don't know. Hey, whoever's on the other side of the door.
Does somebody need butt wiped?
You can come in.
Okay, that's right.
Oh, wait, okay. Well, I will, I shall not endeavour to achieve everything on my own. I shall wait for your glorious return before we continue. And off she goes. Let's pause until she gets back.
You just can't do it without me.
That's right. and we're back. Jazzy was not being included in the games, or what was going on?
Oh, well, she was in the loo, and then she came out of the loo, and she wanted to play with them, and Zora said, "I'm not playing with you."
No?
So I told her to include her in the game somehow.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, I understand when you don't want to play with somebody, but maybe she will learn. Maybe she will learn some diplomatic ways of including her sister in a game that way. You know how bigger kids do it with smaller kids. They give them jobs. Well, that's how we used to do it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I had my sister and I didn't really want to play with her, so I said, okay, well, you will be the I don't know, stock keeper. So go and check if we have everything. Mm-hmm. And she went to check if we had everything, and I didn't have to play with her.
So you were even manipulative at that point in time.
Well, I had to be.
Excuses. There we go. Back to the menu.
I do try and take Jasmine off their hands a lot of times when they don't want to be disturbed, though. So, because I do believe that you have to protect the bigger kids from the smaller kids sometimes, and give them some space.
Yeah, I agree.
Back to the menu.
I agree, although Jasmine is hard not to include because she's so nice about everything.
Oh, she's really nice, yes. And they do include her a lot of times, which is also nice. They're really good. They're just generally really good, And I can tell, because I've had brother and a sister, and I know what it looks like when it's not really good, right? So I can tell you that they are being really
I love
good.
Jazzy's inhibition.
What?
In terms of communication. That she just talks to people.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
She just talks to people.
And she's also really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she wants to share and she wants to help and stuff like that. I just think she's really sweet.
I'm always interested to see how people react, like when she walks up to them and she says, "I've got earmuffs."
Yeah, no. Or yesterday, she went to that lady and said, "How old are you?"
I like it when she says, "They're doing great, aren't they?"
Yeah. Look at my sister go. She was so cool yesterday. Sora, you're doing great. And then she'll turn to the woman and she said, look at my sister go.
You don't get any of that if you're like an only child, right?
So
Or
cute.
even if you've only got 2 kids, you miss that third dynamic of the outside the box perspective.
Yeah, I guess it just gets better and better with every kid. You know. It does. Because every child is such an addition, such a different addition to the family. Like every kid is so different, but and brings something special of their own to the family, and I think that's just really cool.
It's new dynamics is what it is.
Yeah, challenges the old,
Hmm.
and that's just super cool.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's really good.
anyway, the menu. You made a menu,
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so we'll be having the skulls for breakfast,
and that's going to be a surprise because you're not going to tell me what
and
they are.
don't worry, I'm not gonna have you eat real bones.
Real bones. I don't want to eat my son's bones. What are you talking
Not
about?
whale bones, real bones.
What?
And then for lunch we'll have
Real
we'll have
bones. Oh.
vampire soup for
Oh,
lunch,
wow. Werewolf. Wow. Wow.
and then
Vampire soup.
with cobwebs. And after that, we'll have a snacks.
I got to take a picture of your menu. It's so cool.
And the snacks are gonna be toothy monsters
Toothy monsters.
and eyeballs.
Naturally.
And then we're gonna have dinner with sweets afterwards. And the dinner will be the monster burgers. Got the recipe from the Tesco magazine, which is really unoriginal, but I just liked it so much.
Have you noticed
Yeah.
that Babka is slightly competitive in her approach to the things that you do?
No, I haven't actually.
You haven't noticed
I
that.
haven't noticed that. No.
Well, put it down to this. The like if I do something and you do the same thing, it's like generally negative if I've done it and positive if you've done it, right?
Yeah.
And I've noticed that, and she's competitive in the sense of like you were talking the other day about the menu and the food and preparing
Yeah.
stuff, and her words were positive, but her body language was kind of resentful about it.
Yeah.
So
I
if
don't
you
know.
just listen to the words, you get one message.
Mhm.
But if you separate the words from the body language, the posture, the facial expressions and stuff, you get a completely different message. Yeah, because some people are good at certain elements of their communication. You know, like that thing if like someone's on the phone and they're going, yes, 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 of course, and there's somebody else in the room and they're shaking their head from left to right, to the other person in the room.
Uh-huh.
It's like that kind of
I know what you mean.
you can give that contradictory message, and you can tell that she doesn't agree with something, even though her words are words of agreement. And so I've just noticed that she feels, and she doesn't have to feel challenged because there's no competition, there's no challenge there, there's nothing there. I think she's just maybe naturally competitive, even at an old age. She's got this competitive element about her,
Mhm.
and I think it is slightly more visible now, perhaps, than it was in the past. That it's like they're doing that. Well, I wouldn't do that, but right, okay, I guess I have to support it anyway.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I understand I mean, there is 5 people living in her house, right?
Oh yeah, I get it.
You know, I can completely understand if it gets on her nerves, and she just wants to do her own thing. I mean, it gets on my nerves, right? And I'm not. It's not even my house, so.
Yeah, I
get it.
caught her saying something. Oh, I didn't tell you about this. Remember what happened with the gun?
Uh-huh.
We're both aware of what happened with
Yeah,
the
we know
gun.
what happened with the gun. Yeah.
Yeah, and who was responsible for that?
Uh-huh.
Well, Do you remember her yesterday going around going, someone's throwing peanuts all over my hall. Yada yada yada. Do you remember that? Her freaking out about that.
Yeah, Jasmine dropped. Yeah, apparently Jasmine dropped peanuts on
Yeah.
the stairs.
Yeah, and so I hoovered everything. Right, I was like, okay, I'll clean it all up. So I hoovered everything.
Okay.
And then I was like walking through the house, eating something. What was that? Some part of Bombay mix or something that I had, right? And she looked at me. Bauka looked at me, and she's like, "So it was you." I was like, "What? What are you talking about? What was me?" And she said, "You made the mess with the peanuts all over." And I was like, "But I thought we established that somebody else had dropped peanuts, and I don't know what you're talking about because I don't have any peanuts. I've just got this Bombay mix which doesn't have peanuts in it, so I don't think it could have been me." And then she went to Zora and she said, "Do you know that your daddy has made a mess of the hall and is trying to cover it up?" And she did this right in front of me. And Zora turned around and said, "Oh no, I don't think Daddy did that." And so she wasn't very happy about that. And so I just thought I'd share that little story. Ah, you shared them all.
Oh, that was so nice of you, darling.
Oh wow.
Let's have the last one.
Oh wow, that was really sweet.
Oh, that's incredible.
That was really sweet.
You
Jazz.
are such a star, Jess.
You're a great
You
sharer.
are. Yeah. You are. Because to share is to care. To share is to care, Jess.
Did they let you play with them? Good.
Yeah. Cool. That's
You going
so
to
cool.
play some more? You going to build something out of Lego?
Thinking about it.
You could build a ghost.
You could. We were going to go for a walk, but
But it is raining. And
It
it's
is.
really dark and bleak and dreig and ugh. Ugh is Scottish word for
Yeah.
Scottish weather.
yes, it's probably the name of a town somewhere as well.
Ugh.
Ugh. Like a loch. Loch Harbour. Yeah.
I live in Ugh.
There is up the road is Ughert.
It's similar enough.
Yes.
Which is
there you
spelled U-R-Q-U.
go. We live in. Do you remember that conversation?
H-A-R-T.
Yeah. Your heart.
Arkahart.
Arca.
The Arkahart village.
Oh yeah. Where do you come from? Blah blah blah. Do you remember that those two people from that farm yesterday? That was so funny. They're like, "Yeah, we live in that farm. You go to the village and you take the Innis Road." I'm like, "Which road is that?" I don't know. And then they're like, "Well, the farm's the second building on the right side."
But you can't see it.
I'm like,
Farm.
I don't remember there being a farm there. Yeah, but you can't see it, but it's there.
You can see the driveway.
What is it? Invisible? What?
You can see a farm road, but you can't see the farm. But it's there, but you can't see it. It was so funny.
Oh, you might be able to see the roof from the road.
We should go visit them sometime.
They were funny people.
They were really funny, but
They have a farm. They have a farm.
I know, right?
A farm.
That's why we should go and visit
Animals. Farm means animals.
them. Did I like how
And
people...
food.
Oh,
No,
you're right. It means animals.
Farm.
So we can't go visit them.
No.
Well,
Farm means farm.
I could.
Farm means karm. Does it? Okay.
I don't know quite what that means, Jess.
Me neither.
but,
Karma, maybe. Pharma means karma.
yeah, well, someone. Do you? Ah!
That just happened. Jazz, can you go get tissues quick from the loo? Jazz!
My knee.
Well, go and get tissues quick from the loo so you can wipe Daddy up. Quick!
Because.
Quick! Quick! We had a coffee leakage.
Do you
Quick!
remember when you got coffee up your arm?
In my sleeve. You mean when I spilled coffee in my sleeve?
Yeah, and it went up your arm.
Yeah. I'm really good at spilling coffee.
Well, that's no, you are, because it's now on the
Really
bed
skillful.
on Jazzy and on me. So
Yeah.
there we go.
You don't you know, it's you should make a living out of it
Do
or
you,
something.
do you know that Will?
Professional coffee spiller.
Do you know that Will has been singing for 2 days?
What?
Oh, thank you thank you very
What
much.
has Will been saying for 2 days?
Oh, singing. He's
Oh,
been
singing.
singing for 2 days.
Well,
Look, Jazz has brought me 1 square of
it's because
tissue
she's
paper.
very frugal.
Flibble.
1, 2, 3, 4. Frugal.
Yeah.
Ah,
Like the
thanks.
like homeschoolers are.
Okay.
Right. There we go. Doing more with less. Dun, dun, dun. And she's going to use the exercise bicycle as a platform from which to leap onto the bed.
Are you exercising, Jazz?
You okay?
I'm just gonna walk on this.
Did you hurt yourself?
You have to jump off, darling.
You didn't
if
hurt yourself, did you?
She's okay. She's a big little girl now, as they
Little girl.
as they
It's going
say.
to land on your feet.
I know. I'm gonna. Okay,
Get out of it,
I'm moving. I'll move my feet to the side of the bed, darling, so that you can jump onto the middle there.
Jump! Big one.
Fly
Oh, like a frog.
like an eagle.
Like an eagle who caught a frog.
Frogs don't fly. They leap.
No, she leapt.
She did. There you go.
Don't leap back. It's not a good idea.
Do 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 do.
I
So-
liked the little boxing practice we had with Will the other day with the pads. That was good, no?
Yeah, he got tired very quickly. So
Yeah. Well, it is tiring. I get tired very quickly.
yeah. Fair enough.
Mm.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's good little practice. I notice he doesn't follow through. The tackling, talking about following through. Yes, yeah, just click it, see what happens, darling. Talking about following through, his ability to tackle in football is non-existent.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
something that I have to work on
I know.
because he
He hadn't had any practice.
do you know he runs towards the person in the ball and then kind of stops and then runs away.
He's scared to. He's scared of the physical contact.
What?
I don't know why. Maybe
You're not
because
going to get the ball if you can't tackle.
yeah, he's worried that he's going to hurt somebody and that somebody else is going to hurt him. You know, he didn't have much, body on body fighting and wrestling in his life with other people other than you. So I think it's the
Well, who's he supposed to have fighting with? He's
fight.
got martial arts training, for God's sake.
fighting with.
I mean, what's that about?
Only just now, though. I mean, fighting with getting onto somebody and fighting them, especially if you don't know them that well. It's quite a, I don't know. I understand if he feels reservations.
Arr, Jazz, get on that bike and pedal. Pedal with all your muscles and might. Wow, she's doing. You're doing really well, Jazz. in a strange kind of
She
children's
is. Have you
television
noticed how strong
voice.
Sora got, though?
No, I haven't. She's shot up a little bit.
She's shot up and she's really firm and strong now. She used to be a bit. She used to be like a flower, if you know what I mean. I mean, you don't.
Delicate.
I notice it with everyday interactions, like when I'm putting her clothes on or when I'm helping her or carrying her or something. She's just much more firm. How would I put it?
Firm. She's firm.
Firm. She's firm. Yeah, it's good.
Sure. Oh, that's the way that it should be. That's nice. That's nice.
Super strong.
Will, can we help you with something?
No, I didn't realize it was still recording.
We're still recording.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
okay.
just 5-10 more minutes.
Yeah, give us a few more
I'd say
minutes.
10 more minutes. I don't want to make it too long today because
No, I
it's
agree.
dark and I might fall asleep. Because we're on bed.
On bed.
I can't see it dark.
You can see it dark.
It's darker
Excellent.
than usual. It's not darkest in the night, but
It's
it's
because the sky is all
kind of cloudy. And,
grey.
yeah, overcast. I like the word overcast.
Mm-hmm.
No, the sky is white.
It is in some places. That's true.
It's more grey than white, though.
I like this Christmas decoration.
Christmas decorations with spiders and bats and vampires. Yeah.
Rewind.
I like them too.
Um,
And pumpkins. Yeah.
I like the Halloween decorations. I just associate Christmas with decorations, don't I? That's why.
Mhm.
Pumpkins and did you see the kids on the brooms were so funny yesterday?
Jasmine on Hoover.
Well, Will was on the kitchen broom,
Uh
and Jasmine was on the Hoover backwards,
huh.
and Zora had the feather duster, and they were zooming around the house.
Of course.
I thought that was really nice. That was a nice play. nice thing going on there.
You did some cool Halloween activities as well, didn't you? While I was shopping, you did some bobbing for apples.
Yeah, I set up the bobbing for apples. Before that, I set up the
You had to eat the
eat the apple on the
apple
string.
blindfold.
Yeah. Which of course you can't eat an apple if you can't hold it in your hand, which is the funny part.
Okay, it must have been funny.
It was hysterical. Everyone was in stitches, and I want to do that again at some point in time. And it was quite dangerous as well, because I walked into the stairs and whacked my face.
Well,
off
the apple was like hanging right next to the stairs.
Well,
the wall.
if it comes straight down, it hangs next to the stairs. That's why you have to somebody has to go up and hold it into the middle.
Yeah.
I wanted to fix it with a pin or something to the ceiling, but that would involve the other thing would be like hitting a nail into the ceiling, and I didn't want to freak out.
Yeah, because it was
grandparents.
quite close to the wall, and I was thinking I could just smash my face off the wall if I try really hard.
Yeah. That's why someone has to go up and manipulate where the apple is, because that's also funny, because people don't know where the apple is then as well, because it moves around. So Jazz has got her one-button skills from me on my computer, obviously.
Probably, yeah.
Yes, and frantically hitting the mouse pad, hoping that something different is going to show up.
You do that. It's so funny. I find it so funny because you're like, this computer's not doing anything. I'm going to bang the enter key about 20,000 times and think that it will change something.
Yeah, because
It usually just makes
because
things worse.
shouting at kids works, right?
Which usually just makes
Which
things
doesn't,
worse.
right? Yeah,
It's the
exactly.
same with computers. Anyway.
Yeah. There we go.
Like, I'm really angry at this computer because it's frozen, so I'm going to break the keyboard. It's that kind of logic.
I had a friend who once threw his keyboard out of his window.
Well, that must have been really helpful.
That was in the days before, keyboards were part of the
Cheap.
computers. So, he could go out and pick it up and bring it back in, right? Yay. Well, we did that, and the bobbing for apples was more fun than I thought it was going to be, because kids tend to throw themselves into activities full force. And I thought Will was really good because he lost but didn't freak out.
Yeah.
And that was so cool.
And that's unusual because
Yeah, I
he usually
know.
freaks out when he doesn't win.
Yeah, and I was like paranoid that he was
He's got
gonna
the freak out thing.
freak out because he lost, but he didn't. Maybe it's because it was fun. I don't.
I love it, darling. I love you with purple hair.
But we have to do that at Halloween as well. We have to do the bobbing for apples, and I wanted to do a Google start page, internet, whatever, Instagram search for cool Halloween games and see what we could do. There's also the face and the flower.
Tell you what you need to do. You need to start doing the Google search game for Council House.
Yes. yes. We've got to do that as well. We've got to sort out the accommodation problem, along with other things like the internet problem, which is getting weird now as the quality of the internet is going down and down and down, and this is affecting our ability to work.
Apparently
not
there
cool.
is optical fiber in Elgin, and in 5-kilometer radius around it.
That's a must now. It's a must to be in an optical zone.
It is
For
here
business.
when you don't have the Wi-Fi, options.
Whoa!
In Slovakia, you don't have to have the optical cable everywhere because they have tons of independent companies that provide the Wi-Fi connection, but you don't have that here.
Oh yeah, because it's a monopoly, and monopolies just suck everybody dry,
Beautiful.
don't they? So That's not cool. And the people don't realize that it's a monopoly. They're still living in this "we are the best, even though we're not" kind of mentality, which is going to come back and shoot them in the foot. As there was an article yesterday about this town in Britain that I read, and you know what I'm talking about, right? And there were, there was somewhere in the south of England. There's a town, right? I can't remember the name of it, which is lucky actually. There are.
Is it oops?
There. No, was it? What was the name of the town? Tally-ho, Ballyho.
Something like that.
I don't know. Anyway, strange places with exclamations in their name. And anyway, the point was there were 50. Now get this right. 50 registered Christians in the town, and 4,500 registered Muslims in the town. Yeah, and it exponential growth of Islam, right? And you know the disintegration of Christianity, and that's wild, right? Interesting point also that France just dropped their age of consent for girls to 15, and I find that very interesting considering the religious makeup of that country.
The age of consent in Slovakia has been 15 for like ever. When it comes to the act, when it comes to marriage, it was 16.
What do you mean?
So you can scoodly poop when you're 15, but you can't get married yet.
You can fumble in the jungle.
Yeah.
Okay. But you can't get married yet.
No, you can get married when you're 16.
Oh, that's so backwards.
That's kind of logical though, because if you scoodly poop when you're 15, you're probably gonna get pregnant by the time you're 16, so you can get married, right? Yeah,
but you know, if you're a Christian country, shouldn't it be the other way around?
It should. Yes.
I mean,
no, not really.
Well, yeah, according to the Christian.
Okay. Should be the same, not really.
Oh, yeah,
you can't get married and then wait a year for school.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah. No, I don't mean like completely the other way around. I just mean both at the same time. Right. Absolutely. Yes. A lot of other things happened this week as well. There was thanks Will. Much appreciated.
So it's not, I mean, you draw connections with a number of Muslims in the country or whatever you're drawing connections with, but I'm just telling you that in Slovakia,
Will is sliding a piece of paper under the door. He came to tell us he wanted to close the door so he could slide
have my tab. Yes, sure, why not?
There you go.
Yes means yes usually means yes.
Usually.
Unless I'm mistaken. If I'm mistaken, it means no. Anyway. But in Slovakia, which is a hugely Catholic country, it has been 15 ever since the dawn of time. Yeah. Ever since scoodly pooping has been invented.
It doesn't make sense that you could have kids but not be able to vote. I don't get the
That's what I was thinking the other day. I was thinking, so you can scoodly poop when you're 15, but you're not allowed to drink alcohol until you're 18, right?
That doesn't make any sense. Oh, someone is crying. Parental attention is required because of screams from somewhere. That's the way that it goes with parenting. You have to be ready to react at a second's notice to whatever it is that's going on. At the same time, you have to realize that you can't be everywhere at all times to solve all the problems. And some issues are going to be more serious than other issues. When you've got brothers and sisters and the kids are young, there's always going to be the playful interaction that goes a little bit too far. There's always going to be some people wanting their own space and some people wanting to share space, and it's going to happen at the same time. And you're just going to have to deal with it as a parent, because that's the way that it goes. Anyway, if you've got this far, if you've been following what we've been doing, we are trying to set up lives for ourselves in a part of the world that that is a little bit different. It's a little bit difficult. And you can argue that it's difficult everywhere. You can argue that it's even easier here because of support networks that are in place. Still, if you're interested, you can keep following us. You can find us online, and you can like, share, and subscribe, and pass information on. You can give us advice and suggestions about how we can make things better. You can find everything while the YouTube channel is still there under the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching, as a lot of information is disappearing from the net very quickly. There's also a number of podcast channels we have, and there are other ways to contact us. Social media, we're out there. That's the way it goes. So the plan was to get up and do it early, but it's not been so easy recently with everything that has been going on. You're cold. It's funny you should mention.
Just now, though, because I wasn't cold before.
Yeah. You have to come and put the mic back on. Okay, we're back now after me blaming the Google Assistant for everything turning off. It was actually you who pulled out your microphone.
But it was just my microphone. How come yours didn't work either?
Because it shorts out the whole system.
What?
Yes. When you pull out your microphone, it shorts out the whole system. So that's why everything suddenly went down, and there was me freaking out at Google.
Sorry.
It was Google. But,
Sorry, Google.
Yeah, and just makes my life just so much more complicated, because now I have to put the audio into certain programs.
But it did happen exactly at the same time as the Google happened. So that's weird.
Well, unless you pulling out the microphone triggered the Google Assistant for some reason.
Oh.
Which that could have been what it was.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I know.
How do you pull out your microphone? I mean, what have I done? Did I
when you
move my
went
head
away,
or?
No, when you came back and you put your headset on,
Uh-huh.
you obviously accidentally pulled out the microphone when you were putting your headset on.
Mm.
So that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
How can I reimburse you for your damages?
Oh, you can't.
I could just cook you lunch.
Okay.
And that way you won't have to cook it. And that way I'll save you an hour of work.
There we go.
Which you can now spend putting the audio together.
Well, I have to piece together things to...
Yeah, you couldn't do that if you had to
sense.
cook lunch, right? So I'll save you some time.
A fool would argue. And I'm not a fool. So, there we go.
There you go.
That's the way that it does go. Right. What's your objective for today?
My objective for today is get the house tidy. Get kids organized.
There's a tiny bit of blue sky over there.
Give them all a bath in the evening and get
bath?
2 hours of work done. That's my objective for
three
today.
of them in the bath at the same time.
You can't. You have to fit one of them first and then 2 of them next.
Okay.
So that's my objective for today. What's your objective for today? I also have to answer 2 emails, give 2 do 1 translation and work out 1 price offer and send it, which sounds extremely simple, but it's actually about half an hour of work to work out a price offer.
Oh yeah, I can. It just takes time. I mean, if you've got like 30 emails in your inbox and you're like, I'm going to speed sort out these, and you go like, oh, I could do them. I could do one a minute. That's just half an hour, just fucking gone.
I've got half an hour because
crazy.
people send me translations, and like they send me 15 documents with little texts, which means I have to, count the words of each little text separately and then put it all together and work out the price offer.
They're making your life difficult. They don't even know it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, something that could take me 3 minutes is going to take me half an hour just because.
I'm going to make a special Halloween offer for some of my clients and send that to them in the hope that they're going to invest.
I also have to get
more
kids
money.
out at some point in time today because they haven't really had that much physical exercise. Well, they did have the football yesterday.
We could do a walk down to the beach and up and over the hill. That'll take an hour.
And something. Usually actually takes more than that. Usually takes about 2 hours.
Or alternatively, we throw everyone in the van and drive down the beach and do it that way.
We could drive to Spey Bay and walk around Spey Bay or something.
That's walking around Spey Bay will take 5 minutes.
That's
It would
true.
be far better to walk over there, but then that'll take 2 hours.
Oh God,
hours is
it's a bit.
2 hours is too long.
Just a little bit
And
too
remember that we're going to have 1 hour less light in the evening because of the clocks.
much. Of course.
So
I feel like the half day's already gone, and I'm just running out
today
of
is
time again.
today is my kind of. I don't expect to achieve anything major today.
The problem is that they've moved the clock backwards, right? So we should like have, hey, I've got 1 more hour of time.
Yes,
But it doesn't work that way because we slept.
we messed it up, didn't we? We had an opportunity to use that to our advantage.
Well, I used it to my advantage. I used it for
and we
sleeping.
didn't. I realized what I said at the beginning didn't make any sense at all.
Mm-hmm.
It took me the whole conversation to realize it.
Okay, which part?
Well, when I said I woke up at 5, but it was actually 4, and that was why I was tired and went back to bed, it was still actually 5. The clock said 4, but the real time was still actually 5.
Well, it was the other way around then.
What?
If you woke up at 5, then it would have been actually 6. But the clock said 5.
What?
Well, your phone sets
Don't
itself.
shout at me. What?
Your phone sets itself automatically, right? So when you wake up, the
Oh,
time on
the-
your phone is already correct.
Okay, the phone would have
you-
altered
yes.
itself.
So you woke up at 5, which is actually 5, but normally that would
So
have
what-
already been 6. So your excuse doesn't work at all because you said the opposite of what actually happened, right?
So I actually had an hour extra sleep
Yes.
instead
it
of an
still
hour
wasn't
less,
enough.
and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And it took me the whole conversation to realize that.
Well, I didn't realize that at the beginning at all when you were saying that, and I should have spotted it straight away. but I didn't.
The obvious nonsense crept through the conversation.
Oh
Okay.
God. Okay, I'm now
Is it-
really.
is
I'm
it-
like.
Your bullshit meter wasn't working.
I'm now
basically.
unenergized,
Yes.
disenergized. So we should finish, and I should kick myself in the
You know what
behind.
you know what Halloween is? Halloween
To
is
get stuff
energy.
done.
That's what Halloween is. So you should use Halloween to energize yourself.
Yes.
Hop on the broom.
Yes. Exactly. I need to hop on the broom in the kitchen and then hop on the mop as well.
Hop on the mop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good title for something.
Yeah. A kid's book. Hop on the mop.
Yeah.
Frog on the log.
room on
Fox with socks. Hop on the mop.
room on the broom. If you
Yeah.
can have room on the broom, you can have hop on the mop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
It could be like, exactly the same story. Instead of is there a room on the broom, you could ask, can I hop on the mop? Right? Anyway,
The fact that people have been able to build industries out of those books is
that's what I'm
incredible.
going to have to do. I'm going to have to hop on the mop. And then hop on the Hoover as
Clappity,
well.
clappity,
And do
clap.
hoovering. And I need to... You know what the hardest part of today is going to be? The hardest...
It's what is going to get harder.
The hardest
hope not.
part of today is going to be getting the kids to tidy up as well?
I don't know. They might surprise you.
You think?
I don't know. It's just
I
postulating.
don't think they will. They will say okay, and then they will tidy up exactly 3 seconds before they get distracted and start playing. Which is exactly what's going to happen.
Well,
And while they're playing, they're going to make even bigger mess. So after they're finished tidying up,
play tidy.
there'll be even more mess, right?
Tidy up songs. YouTube tidy up songs.
And it didn't work last time I tried that one.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
It's a great song. They
Doesn't-
just ignored it though. So the thing is that you don't always have the energy to be the perfect parent that makes tidying up fun. You just want them to freaking get over it and just get on with it and just freaking do it without you having to, make headstands and walk around on your hands cheering them on.
Walk around on your pants.
Hands. Cheering them on.
I heard walk around on your pants, chewing them on. I was like, what?
You know what I mean though, right? I mean, sometimes you just want people to do what you say.
When I grow up, there will be a day where everybody's gonna do what I say.
Yeah, that's like
Cue.
that's like the that basically sums it up, doesn't it?
Mm.
Sums up the childhood grudge that turns into a bitter, bossy adult.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's a good note to finish on. There we go. So I will be weaving and stitching things, and we'll put it all together, and that'll be it. Dude, done. Say goodbye to the world.
See ya!